Hey guys, it doesn't matter, and
I'm the dream.
this is a special edition episode of our podcast, Confessions of a Stan Mixer Edition. Today we are going to be talking about the new release, the new single, Love Sweet Love. And guys, we're timely. We're so timely.
For
We've
once.
never been more timely.
Honestly, we haven't though. This is an
I
upgrade for us, guys.
Yeah, no, really. And we weren't sure we were going to get it to you guys this timely. It might have been coming next week, but we did it. We
Yeah,
managed it, and I'm very proud of us.
me too. Look at
Yeah,
us.
I think we're nailing it. Okay. So um okay, so we're going to do what we've established, I guess is the format for these. We're going to do audio and then video.
hmm
I guess let's start off with the very popular commentary I saw of people saying that they thought that this song could have come off of Salute, like the album. I died laughing. And I realized that they were serious.
Oh no.
Yes, there is a 90s element to this song. Salute is not just like a 90s album though.
Yeah.
Salute is an R&B album. This is not that. And then to expand further on that, it absolutely does not fit with the actual tracks off of Salute,
No,
which
not at
are
all.
dark. um,
Heavy drums.
Heavy drums, like very, very harmony heavy. I just is a no. Yeah, so absolutely in no world or way does this belong anywhere near Salute. I understand it sounds 90s. That's not a reason to lump it in with Salute. It belongs on Get Weird or Confetti.
Yeah.
Which is how almost everything has been working out that they've been releasing lately. Let's leave Salute unscathed over here to the left.
Put that aside.
Yeah, let's leave it alone. Let's not traumatize it. Yeah, okay, so it definitely does not belong anywhere near Salute. The 90s feel does very much give me Private Show. In fact, that opening is very much the Private Show opening as well. So if I had to put it somewhere that wasn't Get Weird or Confetti, I'd put it next to Private Show on Glory Days. I don't think it belongs on Glory Days, but if I had to put it somewhere and those two weren't the option, I'd put it on Glory Days next to Private Show.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, exactly. Does it match the whole album? No. Would it match that song? Yes, it would.
Yeah.
And then it's a ripoff of the Mr. Loverboy chorus because despite it not being able to fit on Salute, it does get very close to stealing the melody of the Mr. Loverboy chorus. And then it takes all the sex noises from Beep Beep and puts them in a song, so that's fun. And then it also takes a little bit of If You Want My Love 2000s vibes.
Yeah.
And then I think that all of the riffs and runs and some of the ad libs are just stolen or ripped off straight from other Confetti album songs. And I did not go through the work of going back through and listening and finding them because one, we're being timely, and two, I don't like Confetti. I don't like this song, which you'll soon discover. So I really wasn't gonna spend hours doing that for this podcast. I appreciate you guys loads, but I just wasn't gonna do it. But they all do all of the riffs and stuff, and the ad libs sound eerily similar to things we have just heard. Yeah, so essentially the whole song is just a big ripoff of everything else they've ever done. Oh yeah, and then it's a ripoff of Joan of Arc and the whole meaning, which we'll get to later. Um, and then maybe you can help me out with this. Okay, I
Okay.
think it gives me OMG vibes, but
Yes.
I can't explain why.
I I think it has something to do with the production. I couldn't tell you what, but I feel like it's just the overall sound of it.
It gives me
Maybe
OMG vibes.
something in it reminds, yeah, but I can't. Ugh.
If you guys know what it is about OMG, down below, let us know. Um, are there any other songs that it reminds you of before we move on?
Um, no, I think you covered all of them. I'm trying to think of one that you haven't said yet.
I'm sure there's some off Confetti, but I did the whole Confetti album.
Yeah.
There's a part of
Um.
me that gets a I don't think this is a real vibe. I think this is just like an in my head vibe. I get a you got a not vibe somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
So is that not just in my head? Is that real?
Well, because I feel like you give you You Got a Knot and OMG also have something similar about them.
That's
It's like a
true.
little triangle, those 3. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. If you can help us out, let us know. Um,
It's something in, like, the style maybe? I don't know what it is because they are very different songs, but they give me the same, like huh.
I don't know. There's something in there.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. I said I didn't like the song, guys, which is true. But I have the I'm going to exaggerate, why not? I have the the best news that I could have knowing that I don't like the song. Ready? 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 We've been all waiting for this moment. There was nothing specific in the production that I hated.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay.
Okay, depending on how long and how religiously you listen to these podcasts every week, um, you know that I have been struggling so hard with them ever since Confetti, the album, to like find songs that I don't have like production issues with. And I
Mhm.
really thought that like I was just doomed the rest of my life to have production issues with them. I like really thought there was something wrong with me. Um but guys, I don't have any for this. I don't like the song, but like I don't have any production issues. Not in the sense that I have in the past where like it's nitpicky and makes like my hair stand up on, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
don't have that. So, guys, it's not me, it's them, and I'm proud to say it didn't happen this time.
Uh,
So that's my good news.
that's good, that's good.
Yeah, I really try to bring the positives to these. Okay. So that was my big like huge pro for this song, which I know sounds really dumb, but I actually think is like a pretty good pro considering the past however many songs. Um,
Yeah.
because that's like what? That's like 15, 20 songs.
Yeah.
So I feel like this was a much needed break from that. Um, okay. Also, despite me not loving it, I do have to say I do think that it's one of the best, probably the best thing they've released in all year. Actually, to be frank, so improvements.
Mhm.
That said, production wise, there was something I hated, but the whole song is too loud, especially the chorus. Though I feel like I'm being yelled at, and it feels like the instrumental and the vocals are like battling it out.
I didn't have that problem, but I could see where you would, though.
I mean, again, always as always, listening with headphones, guys.
Yeah.
And I feel like that might be some of the 2000s production
Oh, probably, yeah, I didn't think about that.
because it's the same thing with If You Want My Love.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the same, like, the yeah.
Mhm.
Just like my sound effects. I was moving, like, my arm, but I forgot you guys can't see me.
um, yeah, so that's that. I'm just not super a fan of that because I listen with headphones and because like that kind of production is good if you're like in a car with like really loud speakers or if you're like at out and it's like blaring and whatever. Like I don't do that. I don't listen to music that way, so it's just too loud. Um,
Mhm.
moving on to other parts of the song. Um, I thought it was a boring structure slash arrangement. I feel like it's literally the same thing we've been getting on every trio song so far. I feel like I don't know, I just feel like there aren't a lot of like, singing together, doing harmonies with each other. I feel like there's not a lot of like switching up, like splitting up verses or um like trying out different ways of singing the pre-choruses, or I don't know, I just feel like it's just really boring. And also, like, can I get Perry on a verse or a pre-chorus, please? like
Honestly.
why has she been like regulated to like to a chorus and like sometimes a bridge? Can I get her like a real solo? Thank you. Okay. um I don't know. I just think it's kind of boring. There's so much more like time now in the song for them to play with, because there's only 3 of them now, and it feels like their arrangements got less creative because of it.
Yeah, I feel like it was just very repetitive.
Even though Lee and Jade switched so that like they both did a verse and a pre-chorus each, it still felt it's the same arrangement, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
still them singing that, it's still Perry belting the chorus, like, I just I don't know, it's not interesting. And then, like, there wasn't any, like, singing with each other, you know what I mean? Like, if you think about, what's the song, like, I hate American Boy, but, like, that's a lot of, like, really interesting vocal harmonies and stuff between, like, pairing up different girls with each other at different sections, and then it's not, like, one girl solo, it's, like, 2 girls singing, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what like, I just feel like it's lacking any type of creativity that way, like, it's just like, "Okay, you sing, now you sing, now you sing, now we all sing, now you sing." You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I just would I'd like Perry to not be belting on a chorus. I'd like her to sing something else. Um, and then I would just also like to just see a little bit more creativity in the vocal arrangement,
Mhm.
because I feel like both Heartbreak Anthem and this one have been almost structurally the same.
Yeah.
Not song structure, guys, like vocal arrangement structure. I don't know. So that's my personal thing. I'd like to get Perry off of a chorus and onto a verse or a pre-chorus, please and thank you. Um Also, Jade's diction. Oh. Like, yikes, yikes, and yikes. Um, Jade, hun, are you okay? Like, it was so bad. She could have been speaking like Simlish,
Simlish.
whatever that is. Like, I was just watching you like sim YouTube players or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Oh my
um,
god, Simlish.
but really though.
No, yeah, I had a problem understanding what she was saying.
I didn't know what the pre-chorus was until Lee sang it 2 minutes later.
Yeah. But what were you saying that some people liked it?
Yeah, I saw a lot of people. Okay, guys, so I went on Twitter to read people's opinions because I feel like that's something I should do before we come on here, because like I don't know, whatever. I just think it's nice to like know what you guys think before we just like pretend we know what you think. um, you know. So anyway, I went on Twitter to read what people are saying about the song, and I felt like it was either like people didn't like Jade's part or people were like, Jade's best part of the song, she killed it, like it's her pre-chorus is everything. And I was like, what? It's like, did we hear the same thing?
Yeah, I am on the side of where I wasn't quite a fan of it.
I didn't like the vocal choices she made, but then also the diction was atrocious.
It's not like I don't like it because when you all know, I never look up lyrics to songs because I just listen. And so when I heard that, the first thing I thought was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to look up the lyrics now." Like, so that's like my perspective on it, I guess. I don't know.
Literally, the only thing I understood of her entire pre-chorus the first time was, hang on, guys, I'm gonna look up the lyrics so I can tell you what it was. And then I got really confused because it wasn't where the song was going. Like, I was confused because Lee's lyrics and what I heard Jade say didn't make sense. And so then I was like, wait, I need to look this up. I heard, I don't need your love to love me. That was the only line I was able to make out in her entire pre chorus.
Mm.
We'll get into the lyrics later, guys. But yeah, the diction was just bad. I didn't love Jade's voice on it at all, really, to be honest. Which is going to be so unpopular to say. Everyone get the pitchforks ready.
Come knocking at your door.
Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Um, um, so the whole song was Jade just trying to like darken her voice and make it sound like more powerful and like gritty than it really does. And this is something that she's been doing for a while now in certain performances or certain like songs or ad libs. And I just don't particularly enjoy that. I just don't enjoy it. I just don't think that it sounds good. That's just my opinion. I am not like dragging her vocals. I'm just saying that I like her voice better when she's not trying to force it to be something it's not.
So towards I want to say like the end ish, like near the bridge. I'm thinking. I didn't write it down. It was just something I noticed when I was listening that there was just like a lot of growls from like everybody, and it felt like they were like on top of each other, and it didn't feel right.
Oh yeah, they were growling all over each other. The grunting, the growling, the yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't like. I felt like the song. Oh, this is the song I was thinking of. When we are talking about what the song reminds us of, like of other songs, it gives me touch vibes, but I feel like the song should be closer to touch, as in how the vocals are like stylized.
Mm.
So like I was expecting it to be like a lot more like floaty and like smooth, and then it got
Oh,
darker and
like
like
yeah. I
yeah. So
yeah,
that's what
okay.
it threw me off, and so it just didn't feel right to me.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what you're describing is kind of how I feel about what I was just saying about Jade's voice in particular, but you're talking about the whole
Hmm.
song.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it just felt like there was like an unnatural kind of forced quality of it trying to feel like warmer and darker and heavier.
Yeah, and I didn't notice it in the other songs. I only noticed it in this one, and I'm not sure why.
Well, I mean, it was in every part of the song if we're talking about Jade.
Yeah, so I don't know, like, if it was just because she did it more, so I caught on to it because I'd never noticed it before.
Here's like the best example I can think of, like live that she was doing it was the confetti acoustic.
Oh, okay. I see what
Do
you're
you,
talking about now.
right?
That doesn't bother me though. It only did for parts in this song.
My issue is like I'm fine with it for an ad lib or two,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
but like this seems to be like a new thing she's like going with, and I'm like, I don't really. That's not for me.
Hmm.
Like it's one thing I think to alter your tone, um, and to manipulate your voice in specific ways for an ad lib or even one song in general to experiment or to get like a new effect or something. But this now seems to be like a pattern with her changing her vocals. It's like every song there's something like this now, and I just don't really like that trend because I don't like I just don't like the way it sounds.
Hmm. I'll have to like listen for it now.
Uh, the post chorus. I didn't like it. Here's why.
And here's why.
um, I don't like the fact that the entire post chorus is them just taking turns grunting and growling out like I'm gonna give me some love. I maybe this is the part of the song where we get into like what the song is actually about, but I didn't like it. It felt awkward, and the meaning of what the song actually is. Guys, the reason why we're waiting to get to what it actually is because we're seeing that maybe any younger people who may listen to the podcast who might not know what the song is actually about may, um, click off before we finally get to it. Um, uh, so yeah, it felt awkward in that sense, but also just felt awkward because it literally felt like it was like, all right, and Perry, could you go and give me your version of the reading? Okay, great. And Jade, could you give me your version? Okay, and Leigh-Anne? Yeah, okay, great. Thank you guys. Like why? Like that's so awkward. Like I don't know, I didn't enjoy that. I feel like that would have been the equivalent of beep beep if like the post chorus was like the girls just being like, all right, now Jade, if you could say just want to beep you tonight. All right, and Perry, if you could go now. All right, and Leanne, and then Jesse. Yeah, okay, great girls, thank you. Like instead of spreading it out, you've just like put them back to back. I don't know, it's
Mm.
weird. Um yeah, so I don't know, it just felt really weird and uncomfortable to me in a bunch of ways, so I just didn't like the post chorus. Thoughts?
I don't know, like, again, it didn't bother me. There's not like, the song just was very 50-50 for me. Um, I agree with, like, the noise, like, it was a little weird, I guess. Um, but I didn't mind, like, when they were singing all together on, like, the "Loves We Love" part. Like, I wish they had sang the whole thing all together, kind of.
Yeah, but also like the post chorus, I guess, isn't super conducive to them singing it all together. But also, like, I would have preferred it over what it actually was.
Yeah, cause like, I don't mind the original, but I feel like I would've liked it better if it was all together. Cause that's out of out of all the different, like, things that they did, I liked it when they were like, all together the most.
It wasn't like the cringiest thing in the world. I just was like, why? It's like roll call, roll call. Is everyone present? Like taking attendance. Like,
No, I
that's what the
can't.
post chorus felt like to me. Um, Plus a little bit of uncomfortable sexness. Moving on. It's gendered by only 2 lines. We love that.
So close.
So, so, so close. All right, guys, I'm going to pinpoint for you. I'm going to look up the lyrics right now, pinpoint for you the 2 lines that gender it. Now, we've talked about this before, um, and some of you guys don't agree. Some of you very much do agree. And, that's how life goes. He ain't nothing but a guy to me, and don't need a man to hold me are the 2 things that gender the entire song, which means that it is now a song only for people attracted to men, which is, unfortunate. I mean, like I don't want to harp on it too much because we have talked about it so much before, but it still just is kind of just unfortunate that like it's not about, oh, you can't gender your songs at all. It's about why are they needlessly gendered? The song doesn't benefit from those 2 lines.
Mm.
Um, and the rest of it is not gendered. So why gender it? What's the point of doing that when not doing it could make it inclusive to people of all sexualities? So I don't know. It just feels a little like it's just needlessly gendering things that don't need to be gendered, making it less inclusive for people. And I don't know. It always bothers me. And if you guys listened to our podcast before, you probably know that. All right. Does that move us on to the actual meaning of the song?
I think so.
All right. So the actual meaning of the song. I'll be straight up with you guys. It's about masturbation. um, if you are young and still here at this point in the podcast, hey, uh, I'm not going to explain what that is. um, and I don't want to spend too much time like wording my way around it. Um, so maybe click off, or maybe ask someone you trust, or I highly do not suggest googling it.
Please don't.
Yeah, I don't suggest googling it. Um, um, it's a sex thing, um, and I don't want to be in charge of educating minors. So that's why we waited. Hopefully, hopefully that's a thing. It makes it a little weird to talk about these things on the podcast, just because I don't want to like be censoring myself, or feel, or like, or make it seem like shameful, because it's not shameful. Um, but at the same time, like there are times where I've been asked questions in my comment sections based off things I've nonchalantly said that I thought like everyone would just know, and then had younger fans be like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh."
Uh-oh.
um, so it just makes you a little bit more aware that that's a possibility. But yeah, anyway, that's the awkwardness you're sensing. There's really nothing to be done about it. Like we want to talk about it. It's what the song is about. If you're young and don't understand, please go ask someone you trust who you think would know. And for God's sake, don't Google it.
Yeah.
And maybe in a different way we phrase it, it will become clear to you what the meaning is, and maybe you just don't know the one word. Okay. Song is about masturbation, and about, essentially like, guys never know how to actually please me, so I'm just gonna please me, is the whole concept of the song.
Yep.
It's a ripoff of Joan of Arc in that sense, because Joan of Arc was pulling a twofer, and it was trying to be like, I'm financially independent and I can pleasure myself. This one is just doing the one thing. Um, what? It's true. Yeah, if you actually read the lyrics, they're meaningless. I would say the pre-chorus is probably the most risque part. That's the most meaningful lyrics in the whole song. Should we talk about how that's really sad, or
Mm.
okay, so here's the thing, guys. For me personally, I really don't want another song about sex, even um a song about sex that is meant to be empowering, because we're oversaturated with songs about sex, and we're oversaturated with superficial songs about sex being empowering for women. So, like, if I'm going to have a sex song and it's going to be an empowering for women sex song, could I have a quality one? It's kind of where I come from with that, because this just ain't it for me. The most if you aren't old enough, you do not understand what this song is about. It literally has like a like, prove to me you're past the age of puberty to get on this ride. um you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and like, I'm not saying that it should have been vulgar, but like, these are the lyrics that Kids Bop's changes. This is like, Kids Bop doesn't need to change anything about this song to put it on its album. Does that make sense?
Mm.
I'm not saying the song sounds Kids Bop, but like, if Kids Bop was like, this is a big hit, we're gonna put it on our album, nothing needs to be changed about it, which I think kind of says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Like, I can appreciate what they're attempting to get at here, which is that, like, women pleasuring themselves isn't shameful or like dirty, and it shouldn't be like, used to slut shame or oppress. But that's not actually what the song tackles. It like accidentally like scrapes its like nail across the topic and is like, we did it. I'm just not really for that. It feels really superficial and like performative, and
Like not all in.
if you're going to make a sex positive song, like own that you're making a sex positive song. If you're going to support women and say that women shouldn't be ashamed to masturbate, and that like it's something to be proud of or to like enjoy, and to whatever it is, like whatever your message is, if you're going to make a song like that, you have to own that song.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing? You're making a song about women not being ashamed or scared to pleasure their own bodies and enjoy themselves, but you can't acknowledge or own the actual meaning of the song? What? Like, run that by me one more time. Doesn't that defeat the whole fucking point?
Yeah.
And this is especially compounded upon the TikTok campaign. If you guys have seen it or not, I don't know, but the TikTok campaign is like, oh, to this song, like, show us all your achievements in the last year or the last whatever. This song isn't about achievements. This isn't about success. This is about sex. This is about sex with yourself. Unless your achievement is sex with yourself, I don't understand what they have to do with each other. And the answer is that they don't. They're trying to make a song about masturbation, a very, like, to be completely frank, a very poor attempt at a song at it as far as being a sex positive song. Trying to make a song about that mean something about like a completely different part of feminism or self-empowerment or wherever you want to put it, completely unrelated. And it's just like, if you couldn't own the meaning of the song in the promo campaign, why did you do it? Should you have done it? Don't be scared to like touch yourselves, but also we won't admit we made a song about that. So like, you know,
Mm.
like, well, then what's the fucking point? Like, they can touch themselves, but you can't say it's okay in public. So it's not actually okay. You're not actually doing anything. I don't know. I just think that, like, if you're going to do a song like this, you should do a song like this.
Yeah.
They wanted to have their cake and eat it too. They wanted to make a song about sex, and they wanted moms in the UK to still listen to it and bop along, and for kids to be able to sing along at the confetti tour. And that's what they made. And you know what? Like, it's what they always do. So I guess I really shouldn't be surprised. But like, I just found it really annoying, to be completely frank. I just feel like I'm constantly asking of them for more original concepts, more unique like takes or perspectives on things, songs that aren't about romance, songs that aren't about guys, songs that aren't gendered, like songs that aren't about sex. I feel like I'm constantly saying, like, over and over again on this podcast, like, I hope the next one is this, I hope the next one is that, I hope we see more of this, I hope we see more of that. And I never ever get it.
Mhm.
And then when they like look like they might touch an issue that might go in a direction you want it to, it really doesn't. It's like it's faked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just really frustrating, and that's what you guys are hearing right now. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm getting older, but like I'm just getting kind of tired of this. Like, I have 10 years worth of songs of them doing this.
Yeah.
I'm in my mid 20s. Like, this isn't like, come on now. Like, I'm tired of it and I'm in my mid 20s. You're older than me and you're the one making it. Like, what? I don't know. It's my 2 cents on it. If you're too ashamed or scared to own what you wrote a song about, then like you shouldn't have done it to begin with, because you're not actually helping the movement. You're not helping to destigmatize anything. You're not actually showing support. You're not actually teaching women that it's okay to physically love their own bodies, or to pleasure their own bodies. Like, this isn't this isn't any type of achievement or like yay card in any way in my book. And that's just really frustrating.
Mm.
I mean, like, I can be overly I can get overly like intellectually feminist, I guess, if you want to say it that way. It's probably a much better way to say it. It's just not coming to me right now. So like, that's like probably what some of this is. And then some of it's just frustration in general with like the fact that this is always what we get. So this is not like it's not like this one song was like that and now I am this bitter about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
but it's like they did the same fucking thing with Joan of Arc. That was how many years ago? I just feel like it's really disappointing. I'm starting to see how immature the music is in ways that don't have to do with like I want to beep you tonight or kiss my uh-oh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's just kind of frustrating. And then like the other part of it too is that like it feels like in this fandom that you're not allowed to critique things or not love things, and like you just have to love it, and if you don't love it then like you get attacked or like you're not like a real fan, or I don't know, take whatever you want to take, but like makes it harder because with that mentality of someone can't critique also comes the mentality of people overhyping things. So it's not just
Yeah.
like, oh, the song is this. And it's like, okay, well, whatever. Not every song has to be like, meaningful. But then if someone's like, yes, we got a sex positive song, so mature, so this, we have grown mix. Like this is so like progressive and like and like you listen to it and you're like, what the fuck are you all on? Like I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I wouldn't be so disappointed by it, I think, if the fandom didn't act like these things were achievements or like special. This is like the absolute bare minimum of like modern day left leaning like politics. Like that sounds really dumb to say because like obviously like we're not talking about politics, but like this type of like political nature, feel free to love your body and embrace that, and free sexuality and open sexuality and stuff, like that stuff is like left-leaning political shit. um and it's the most basic type of shit.
Mhm.
Like, and that doesn't mean that it's not worthy of being talked about, but like if you're gonna talk about it, fucking talk about it.
Yeah. Don't like beat around the bush.
It just felt really weird to me, and just and this is like the same issue I have with the fandom with the girls. It's like the fandom sets the girls up in my head a lot for me. Same with like the LGBT community and some other like activism issues. Like the fandom just lords them as like these like goddesses of like this stuff, and I'm like, jokes, right? Jokes. Like, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, we're kidding, right? Like we don't actually think that this is like anything more than it actually is, right? Because this is surface level performative activism. We're not handling that up like the holy grail, right? But we always are. And like that makes it really frustrating. Um so I don't know. It just makes it that stuff just makes it harder. Like I wish the fans would stop blowing smoke up their asses so much, because it makes it harder for me to like enjoy them, as dumb as that sounds.
No, I know what you mean though.
At least I'm not crazy.
Yeah, no. No, I get it.
um, all right, guys. So, I think that's kind of it for the song.
Yeah.
Um, do we talk about like why did there have to be so many sex noises? I know what the song is about, but like I heard enough of Leanne groaning, and beep beep. Okay, I really didn't need it in this song. I think that's all I have for the song itself.
Yeah, I think for the song itself, that's pretty much it.
Moving on to the video. It was boring. um it was boring, it was awkward, it was low budget. There were so many missed opportunities. It was a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it was not one of their best.
First impressions, when we first saw the teaser, like before we actually saw the video, I thought it was going to be, obviously they can't do choreo, right? They're pregnant. So I was thinking that meant that they were going to go really concept based. I thought that meant that they were going to go very cinematic with the editing. And then when we got the teaser, it looked kind of like an Alice in Wonderland type of thing. And so I was thinking maybe like that's the kind of concept, like cinematic, like editing that we're going to kind of go with. I was wrong. couldn't have been more wrong. What did you think after you saw the teaser? What were you expecting?
To be honest, I did not watch the teaser. I had lots of stuff going on, and
That's true.
honestly
That's true.
didn't even notice there was a teaser out until the music video was already out.
Okay.
So, I just went
Well,
straight for
here
the video.
here you go. The teaser was the first 16 seconds of the actual video. So what were you thinking in the first 16
Oh,
seconds?
okay. I was kinda lost. But, I was thinking, uh I was lost in the sense I didn't really get what was going on, but I was pleased with what I saw.
Yeah, I feel like the first 16 seconds, 20 seconds are the best part of the video.
Oh god.
Get mad at me in the comments if you want, but we'll talk about why. Okay, so let's talk about why I think it's low budget. Because I saw a lot of people who, after seeing like the cover art, were like, "This is so much budget," and I hate to break it to you guys, but it's not.
Oh god.
um, the costumes that the girls are wearing, they're so inexpensive. It's not even funny.
Mm.
Specifically, what the dresses look like they're made out of. I don't know what the actual cost was. Let's be fair. I don't know how much they actually paid, but they shouldn't have paid much. And if they did, that's on them.
Oh god.
um, I'm just being real, guys. I'm just being real. Jade is wearing a material that goes on like a camping trip tent. Uh,
Trip tent. It's just so specific.
well, that's am I wrong?
I mean, I guess not.
Yeah, no, the outfits are not great. Also, just like I wish they styled them better. Like, I think Lee's looks the best, is the most like flattering. I don't know if maybe Perry wanted to hide her pregnancy more than Leigh-Anne did and didn't want to be as open about it in music videos, and so she, you know, chose a dress style like this, or asked a dress style that would be a lot more fabric and like bunchy and stuff. But it looks just funky. It's like too much. And then Jade, who should have been the easiest one to style because she's not with child in the video, um, also does not have a great costume. So I don't know what happened, but they're not. This is not a budget music video with the outfits. Um, like you could make these looks for yourselves at home and come out with a very similar result. Is my
Mm.
point. If you know how to do a little bit of sewing and you have like, and you're one person, you're only making one of them, and you've got like, I don't know, like $500 or something, 500 to $1,000, like you can make an identical copy of that.
Oh god.
um, but you can. Anyway, outfits were definitely low budget. The fact that there was only one outfit says low budget to me. I think also that the set was very clear it was low budget. Like, despite the fact that they seem to be filming on location, therefore it should look better, it still doesn't. It still looks like they're filming in a greenhouse that's trying to be something it's not. Costuming on like some of like the dancers around the girls' chairs is also very like cheap and tacky. Um, like it really does look like you walked into an old costume store. You know what I mean? And like you pulled old. Tell me I'm wrong.
I know what you're talking about.
um, the costumes gave this away 1,000% the second that you looked at it. Yeah, and then like the tablecloths over things. Like I just I can't sometimes. So, yeah, there was that. The fact that we did only get the one set. Technically, they have solo scenes, and yet Jade is the only one that actually looks different from the main scene. And there's even technically a second, like, group shot, but it looks almost identical to the first group shot. Which again screams to me they filmed it in the same place, barely made any changes to the set, which screams low budget to me. Um, yeah, so there's that. And then I think that the editing gives away that it's low budget because this is very basic ass editing. If this was supposed to be, which is this is something Jade said in the install I have on Capital, this was supposed to be like Mother Nature ethereal goddess. Why the fuck is this the most basic ass editing I've ever seen? Like, why is there not like color grading on this? Why are there not effects? Why is there not like bedazzle? Why, you know what I mean? Like, why is this not more cinematic?
Yeah.
If all you could do is have them sit there, why wouldn't you put more of the budget into that in order to make something like this work where maybe it looks a little tacky on the day, but with editing and with like specific like camera shots and stuff, you can make it look more magical. TV shows do it all the fucking time, guys. Like your TV shows have tacky ass sets, like cheap ass sets, and then the editor is the one that makes it come alive. Why wouldn't you do that for this if that was like, I don't know. Um so I just think from the whole thing, like I just think that like maybe get rid of some of the people in the scene and maybe their paychecks could pay for something else. I don't know. Yeah, so I didn't love that part of it. Talking about the more cinematic part and the editing, and then to go to the concept route, I think that while they were pregnant, they really had an opportunity to approach music videos in a completely different way than they normally do, because obviously they can't do the usual choreo that they do as a pop group. Um, and so what they could have done is like gone for like a Billie Eilish type of video or gone for like a storytelling video or gone for um like a like movie-esque cinematic video where they could have gone like really hard on a concept, or I don't know, like they could have gotten really creative with these, knowing that they were going to be limited in doing what they normally do because of the pregnancies, and instead they went real basic with it. They're like, well, we can't dance, so we're going to sit here and wave our arms around really awkwardly. Like, okay, so we're doing holiday mermaid scene point two. You like, this is coming. Why wouldn't you just, I don't know. I'm just really disappointed in it. I thought it was just really just bad choices. That was really awkward. And I don't know. I just thought the shots weren't well chosen. I thought the director really didn't do that great of a job, to be honest. The dancers were the most visually interesting thing of the whole music video, and you never get to properly look at them. Oh, I also thought it was really weird that Jade was the only one with like a true solo scene. Yes, Perry and Lee had one, but they were so freaking similar to like the group scene that you could barely even notice, especially Leigh-anne's. Um, Jade was literally the only one with a real change in scenery. Makes the whole video feel like it only has two scenes. I don't know. It was bad. It was bad. I mean, I have a couple more things, but do you have anything on that piece of it?
Um, Honestly, not really. To be honest, I wasn't really paying attention to the video. Like I was, because I knew that we were doing this, but I don't know. I was just, it was all kind of just like borderline for me, kind of like what I've said before. Like I feel like it'll be one of the videos I watch, and either I enjoy it or I'm like, and right now I'm like right in the middle.
Mm.
And so, yeah.
Two more things. I just didn't really like the ending, tying back into like my issue with the whole concept of the song and like the promo campaign around it and like all that stuff and the meaning. I just didn't like that the ending was, here, let me pull it up to quote it exactly. And they lived independently ever after dot dot dot. So first off, this isn't like a fairy tale thing.
Yeah.
Like you maybe were trying to do an Alice in Wonderland thing, but then you didn't actually do it, and any of the aesthetic and there was no concept of it. So you're just like taking that. It just feels very performative. It feels very like superficial. It feels very like unnecessary, unrelated. The music video doesn't even have anything to do with what the song is actually about. In fact, it takes something that's supposed to be about you and makes it about guys. Like, because the whole concept of the video, like the actual concept of the video that we haven't mentioned yet, is that the guys, they're knights, like vying for the trio's attention. And the trios are like, I'm going to focus on me. Okay, you just made it about guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're the most visually interesting part of the video. They're the part we see the least. You've taken a song that's not about guys and made it about guys, and then the final shot is of a fucking guy at a pond, and it says they lived independently ever after. That was never in question. No one made it about guys except you. I don't know. I just think, like, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. They're doing this too often for me. I'm not here for this, like, superficial performative thing. It's happening too often, and the fandom hypes it up too much. When the fandom doesn't hype it, I have so much more tolerance for it. You know what I mean?
Yes, honestly. I don't know why either.
If you didn't praise this as like being super feminist and empowering, this would not bother me so much.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on to last thing I have for the music video. This morning, I saw a few people having a conversation online about whether there's some cultural appropriation happening with the headpieces and the jewelry. Someone who was from Southeast Asia said that like it was their culture and it was cultural appropriation. I tried to do a little bit of digging before we started the podcast this morning, but I really wasn't able to get very far, and so I wanted to pose the question to anyone who might be from Southeast Asia or who is Southeast Asian, and ask you if this is your culture, if you think this is appropriation. I can see why if this is. I wasn't able to like do enough research to verify, but I can see that like if this is from your culture, I can see very much how it would be appropriation. They're just
Mhm.
using it as an aesthetic in a video that has nothing to do with it in order to seem like exotic. um, but I wasn't able to like do a lot of research or like ask anyone about it or anything. So if this is your culture, or if you recognize your culture in this, and you feel um, like you want to do so and you feel safe to do so, please comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on it. I'd love to learn a little bit from you about what you think. And I think that's kind of it. That's all I have for the video. I just thought it was boring and not well done, and I expected more, and I hate the fandom for making me mad at it.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I will say that this video and song has been one out of all these like one-off singles that I've been like, "Oh, I like this more than I have all the other ones." Um, but that being said, I'm still not 100% sold on it.
Yeah, like, do I think this is the best song they've released all year? Yes, I do. Do I like it? No, I don't.
It'll be interesting to see how it ages, I feel like. I'm curious to see that.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, I think my other thing with the music video is that, which we already like pretty much covered, was just that like not sure how it relates to the song, which as you guys know is like kind of important for me because for some reason I feel like it is important. Um, and obviously this one didn't. Yeah, that's really like my major thing, I guess, but we already touched on it pretty much.
Yeah, sorry. I went on a huge rant about it.
That was really it. That's all I had to say.
So those are our thoughts on Love Sweet Love. Let us know what you guys think down below. As always, please be respectful of us and of the other people in the comment section. And we will see you guys next week.